Hello and good evening to everyone. I welcome you all to exploring the unexplored. This is Umashanker Yadav. My guest of the day is Dr. Sadaf Fareed. She has a long introduction, but I will give a short of it. She's a former ICSSR Post-Doctoral Fellow. Is an assistant professor in English at the Women's College, Aligarh Muslim University. She's joining us from Aligarh today. Her major academic interests are gender studies, diaspora writings, Dalit literature, and translation studies. She has translated several essays, including a short stories of Sadat Hassan Manto. Presently, she is translating a collection of short stories from Hindi to Urdu. She has written by now 5 books, namely literary criticism and overview, and a view on postmodern feminist writings. She has also written Parsi diaspora, expatriate experience and nostalgic discourse. She has written a book on translated book as well, and her latest book is Sir Sayyid. Uh, uh, that is Aga Khan 3. That is on Aga Khan 3, and she'll be talking about more on that. She has been part of Swayam and Arpit programs of the Ministry of Human Resources Development. That's a very prestigious thing for the teachers. She has also worked in Prince Sattam bin Abdul Aziz University in KSA, that is Kingdom Saudi Arabia. She has also been part of Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Lucknow, and as an academic counselor to IGNU as well. She's president of, that is very interesting to us. She's president of university where she is as of now AMU debating a literary club. So we'll be talking more about it. So welcome to the show, Dr. Sadaf Fareed.
Thank you, sir.
We are honored to have
Very
you.
good evening to all of you.
Yeah, we are honored to have you in the show. This being International Women's Day month, we call it International Women's Day month, March. International Women's Day is being celebrated on 8th March every year. So fortunately, we have been taking all these shows and interviews of women speakers only in this month. You are the third. This is the third show on with women writers and speakers. Since your academic interests are gender studies and you have been writing about the women issues, so what do you think? What are the major challenges and up to where we have reached, rather arrived, in case of particularly women's rights, equality, paychecks, everything?
Um, as you said that it's International Women's Day month. We celebrated so many things on 8th of March.
Yes.
I think there is some issue in connectivity.
No, we can just. I can
Can
hear
you
you loud
hear?
and clear. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. But we still have to go a long way. There are so many things. There are so many issues that women are facing.
Yes.
Not only those illiterate, those poor women, women who are not educated, women who do not know anything about their rights, but
Right.
looking at the other sections of the society, women who come from middle class families, women who are educated, women who are
Yes.
working at different places in different institutions, organizations, they also
Right.
are facing certain specific kind of issues.
Yes.
The struggle is still going on, it has not stopped yet. We can say that the face of those problems or the intensity of those issues certainly has changed.
Hmm.
Earlier, you can take a very common example that earlier girls were not allowed to go out of the house, they were not allowed to go to schools.
Right.
And that was the time when many reformers came forward. They struggled for women education.
Right.
For example, we have a name like Savitri Bai Phule. She
Yes.
worked a lot for women education. And here we have the name that is associated to my own university, Aligarh Muslim University, Begum
Yes.
Sultan Jahan. She
Yes.
was the Nawab of Bhopal. She had uh, worked a lot for girl education. Now, taking the same example, as I said, that the struggle is still on, the fight is still on. Now, what do? We let them study. Most of the girls are going to school, they are getting educated. But
Right.
when it comes to choose a career of their choice, when it comes to work, to be financially independent, there are many families who stop their girls. So, as I said, the face of the problems has changed, but the problems are still there. We still have to work a lot. I think you are muted.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please continue. There was a very urgent call. So, yeah.
Okay, it's fine. I hope I've answered your question. Our struggle is still on.
Most of the times, I have been going through both kinds of views. Some people say, no, we don't need any equality. We are equal. As you talked about the women, those who are working at the higher places, highly educated women. But then
Hmm.
there are the issues related to those who say, no, we are far away, still far away to reach to the equality status.
Yes,
So
we are far away.
where should we? I mean, I have heard many women saying that I don't need any International Women's Day even. Once men are not having that kind of days, so as we are equal, we are working everywhere. So how do you answer this question, and where does it come from? Basically, if you go to rural areas, we find that it is still there, as you talked about. There are a lot of things, even in the those who are working in the fields, in the colleges, in the corporate offices, government as well as private offices. There is a pay parity issue. So, what? How do you answer these kind of questions? Who raises these kind of issues, and who thinks that we have become equal, and who thinks that we are little far away? Is it a perception, or is it a reality that certain people have reached and certain people are still far away?
We can say that as you have answered the question, that there are some people who feel that okay, I have reached that scale of equality.
Hmm.
There are women who are still struggling to reach that same scale of that same level.
Hmm.
And as I said, that there are women who say that we don't need any international day or any women's day or anything. To some extent, I also feel that acknowledging the women of your family once a year, is it
Hmm.
sufficient? Do we
Hmm.
work just once a year, just for a
Hmm.
day? No, women work on daily basis.
Hmm. So, do you
Uh,
think
so
symbolism doesn't work?
men also work. I'm not saying that there are men who men are not working or anything like that. No, they also work. But when it comes to acknowledge that you have created this women's day, okay, women's day, it has its own history. There were women who were not given rights, even they were not getting equal pays.
Right.
They did not have a right to vote, so they
So,
came forward, they raised their voice. But in
do
the
you think?
present time, when a woman is working, let's take an example of a woman who is a homemaker at the same time who works in an office. When she
Right.
comes back from the office, it is expected that she would look after children and she would cook for the family. Why
Right.
don't we expect the same from the man of the family?
Hmm.
So
So do you think
equality and equity should be there on day for them on daily basis.
symbolism doesn't work? It's a symbolic kind of thing, na? We should not
Yeah,
work for
yeah. Celebrating something is a sort of symbolic kind of thing. I won't say that it doesn't work. It works. It works, but how much relevant it is for people, it depends
Hmm.
on people as well. There are
Right.
people who take this day just as a day, like,
Hmm.
okay, it is Women's Day or it is Mother's Day, let's wish our mothers. What about
Right.
other days? If you are
Hmm.
celebrating something, just keep that spirit
Hmm. Every
on
day,
for the entire year.
entire life. Yes,
You, are,
yes. I
you
think.
can, if you feel that it is not practical or it is not possible to thank your wife or your mother or your daughter or the females of the family every day, or to give them gifts or acknowledge them in any of the ways on daily
Hmm.
basis, no
So,
one is asking for this type of acknowledgement.
hmm.
Acknowledgement is of different ways as well.
Hmm.
If you are giving them a chance to get educated, give them a chance to utilize that education as well.
Hmm.
If you
So,
are letting your boy to choose a career of his choice, let your girl also do the same.
तो इसी से संबंधित मैं एक सवाल और आपसे पूछना चाहता था कि आपको क्या लगता है, क्योंकि आप जेंडर स्टडीज आपका एक मेजर थ्रस्ट एरिया है, तो ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटीज में या पर्टिकुलर कास्ट ग्रुप में या पर्टिकुलर रीजन में एरिया वाइज there is a major difference, and in certain areas or regions or communities there is a less difference in particularly women's rights and empowerment.
I could not hear your question full. Can you please repeat
अगर हम
that
ये
last
बात
portion?
समझ, या क्वेश्चन ये था कि जो महिलाओं के समान अधिकार की हम जब बात करते हैं, तो ये क्या आप
जी
कुछ समुदायों में और कुछ कास्ट ग्रुप में या कुछ क्लास में या कुछ रीजन्स में, पर्टिकुलरली कुछ एरियाज में, कुछ कंट्रीज में, हम इंटरनेशनल स्पेक्ट्रम से बात कर रहे हैं, तो कुछ कम है, कहीं पे ज्यादा है, ये एंटायर वीमेन के केस में ऐसा नहीं है? आपके आपका
um,
क्या व्यू है?
कुछ एरियाज में, कुछ रीजन्स में, हाँ बिल्कुल आपने जो भी कहा सही है। कुछ रीजन्स
कुछ
में
रिलीजन्स में,
ये
या
डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ज्यादा है।
जी।
कुछ रीजन्स में, कुछ जगहों में, हमारे अपने ही मुल्क में कुछ जगह ऐसी हैं जहां पर आज भी अगर एक बच्ची का जन्म होता है तो उसे, उस पर खुशियां नहीं मनाई जाती हैं।
हम्म।
पहले जैसे सिचुएशन थी, फीमेल फीटिसाइड, इन्फेंटिसाइड, दे यूज्ड टू
जी।
किल दैट न्यूबॉर्न गर्ल।
हम्म।
अगर हम कहें कि अब वो नहीं मार रहे हैं, बट देर आर सर्टन केसेस, देर आर अ नंबर ऑफ केसेस। आप न्यूज़पेपर्स उठा करके देखिए, आप
हम्म।
डेटा चेक करें, आप रिसर्च सर्वेस
हम्म।
पढ़ें, आपको पता चलेगा देर आर नंबर ऑफ केसेस जहां आज भी एक बच्ची जब जन्म लेती है तो उसे मार दिया जाता है। और
हम्म।
अगर नहीं भी मारा जाता है तो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, उसे उसकी
हम्म।
लड़की होने का
एहसास
हर
कराया
टाइम
जाता है।
रियलाइजेशन कराया जाता है, एहसास कराया जाता है,
हम्म।
as if being a girl is a kind of a sin or a crime. No, it's
हम्म।
not. A girl
हम्म।
is as much a human as a boy is.
हम्म।
So,
तो मुझे ऐसा लगता
region
है कि जो हम लोग ये बातें करते
disparity.
हैं, पर्टिकुलरली इंटरनेशनल वीमेंस डे की बात करें, या जब हम इस तरह के फोरम्स
जी,
में या कभी भी हम इस तरह की बातें करते हैं, तब भी कुछ लोगों के दिमाग से ये बातें तो जरूर निकलती होंगी, इसलिए हमें इन बातों को जरूर करते रहना चाहिए, चाहे वो
जी,
जिस ओकेजन की बात हो। कि देखिए, ह्यूमन
जी,
बीइंग्स हैं हम, तो इवन किसी भी लिविंग बीइंग की, मैं ये तो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैं, हम तो हर लिविंग बीइंग को वैसा ही मानते हैं, हम उनके प्रति उतने ही कंपैशनेट होते हैं, और हमें होना भी चाहिए।
बिल्कुल।
तो अगर हम इसी से रिलेटेड बात करें, क्योंकि आपका एक जो थ्रस्ट एरिया है वो दलित लिटरेचर भी है, इसके बारे में भी बहुत सारी बातें होती रहती हैं, तो यहाँ भी महिलाओं की भी बात हम कर सकते हैं और दलित
हुँ,
लिटरेचर की भी बात कर सकते हैं कि, और एक जो इसी से जुड़ा हुआ सवाल और मैं साथ में करना चाहता हूँ, जिसका आप जवाब दे सकती हैं, कि
जी।
लिटरेचर का किसी भी किसी भी कम्युनिटी या किसी भी रिलीजन, रीजन, कंट्री, नेशन के लिए साहित्य का कितना प्रभाव होता है, कितना महत्व होता है, वो उसको अपलिफ्ट करने में कितना योगदान देता है। दलित लिटरेचर को कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर हम बात करें तो डॉक्टर सद्दाफ, आप हमें सुन पा रहे हैं?
कनेक्ट हुआ?
या नाउ आई थिंक वी आर कनेक्टेड।
या
तो हम आपसे दो तीन सवाल एक साथ किए थे, जिसमें साहित्य का
आपको रिपीट करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वो लाइट
जी,
जाने की वजह से मेरा वाईफाई ऑफ हुआ, तो मैं कुछ सुन
अच्छा,
नहीं पाई आपके
तो कोई
सवाल।
बात नहीं। हमारा सवाल यही था कि जो साहित्य है, क्योंकि हम लोग साहित्य से जुड़े हुए लोग हैं, साहित्य का किसी भी समाज को अपलिफ्ट करने में या उसके इतिहास को आगे बढ़ाने में, जैसे आप लिख रही थी, मैं आपकी किताब पढ़ रहा था, तो जो पिछले 600 साल या 6000 साल पहले का इतिहास है जो लिखा हुआ होता है, उसको आने वाली जनरेशन पढ़ती हैं, उसमें प्राउड फील करती हैं और उनसे इंस्पिरेशन लेती हैं। तो जो ये साहित्य है, इसका
जी।
महत्व कितना है, क्योंकि आपने दलित लिटरेचर में भी आपका बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, उसके बारे में आप स्टडीज करती हैं, पढ़ाती भी होंगी, तो उनके लिटरेचर पे आपका क्या ख्याल है कि वो कितना पुराना है, उससे कितना फर्क पड़ता है, और उसमें दलित महिलाओं के बारे में अगर हम बात करें तो वो लिटरेचर उनको अपने में कितनी मदद करता है? अ, सवाल सुन पाएंगे आप हमारा? मेरा डॉक्टर सदफ फरीद से कम्युनिकेशन टूट गया है, कुछ इंटरनेट कनेक्शन की वजह से। हम जल्दी ही रिकनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और ये हमारा जो प्रोग्राम है, तब तक अगर हम आप उसके बारे में बात करें, आपको एक्सप्लोरिंग द एक्सप्लोर्ड, हमने इसमें हर तरह के लोगों को बुलाया है और अभी भी हमारे प्रोग्राम जारी रहेगा। हम कोशिश करते हैं कि उन लोगों को इस प्रोग्राम के माध्यम से बुलाया जाए जिनसे लोगों को कुछ ऐसी छुपी हुई बातें पता चलें जिनके बारे में लोगों को पता नहीं है, और जो पब्लिक के लिए फ़ायदेमंद हैं, समाज के लिए, साहित्य के लिए, लोगों के लिए, जिनसे कुछ फ़ायदा निकल सके। इसके लिए ही हम ये प्रोग्राम करते हैं और जारी रखेंगे। इसमें हर वीक हम डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज के लोगों को, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट वॉक्स ऑफ लाइफ के लोगों को बुलाते रहते हैं। इन लोगों को बुलाने का यही मकसद होता है कि लोग बाग अ, अपनी बातें कह सकें। इसमें हम स्पीकर्स को भी पूरा मौका रहता है कि वो अपने बारे में, अपने व्यक्तित्व के बारे में, अपने काम के बारे में लोगों तक अपनी बातें पहुंचा सकें। वैसे ही लोगों को भी उनके बारे में जो अनसुनी बातें हैं वो पता चल सकें। हम बहुत जल्दी कोशिश करेंगे कि आज के हमारे स्पीकर डॉक्टर सदफ फरीद, जिनका इंटरनेट कनेक्शन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुई है, उनसे जुड़ सकें और आ, आगे वार्ता कर सकें। कुछ टेक्निकल खराबी की वजह से हम ये कार्यक्रम भी रद्द करते हैं। हो सका तो हम जल्दी ही इसको स्टार्ट करेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस।